Look, seem like every captain gotta maintain the cap. You can make change, don't change for that. Tell the whole truth, get paid for that. Bet you never fall off, you was made for that. You gotta be who you really be, shine from the inside. Cause niggas ain't really who they say on the outside. You gotta be who you really be, shine from the inside.
Are you actually autistic? I thought we were just making jokes this whole time.
He can draw a mean pony.
Welcome back to the Madhouse podcast, Madhouse podcast, where we can't talk and our opinions are shit. So
who is we? You French?
You, you mainly. Autistic screech all the time. Anyway, today we're going to be talking about guns, probably one of our favorite topics. Surprised we haven't done it sooner, but we all love guns around here, so.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
What you got for us, Rodney?
Much gun nut. So I got a proposal for y'all, or more or less a theory. Some apocalypse has started. Zombie, rebelling against the government, whatever it may be. You could take 3 weapons with you. What are your 3 of choice? Fire boots.
Do they have to be ones you already own?
No, it's whatever.
I was going to say, that's easy because I only have 2.
It's literally you have the option of any. You just walked into an armory, they got one of everything. What are you taking? But you can only carry 3.
Okay,
we're going 3.
Going 3.
Fulfill all your needs. A P226, that's a little SIG because you don't have to do shit to it. Just let it run. A Benelli M4, so you've got your shotgun covered.
Solid.
And some semblance of an AK platform because you know that shit's going to get dirty. And that'll cover your mid-long range. Not super long, but I'm not doing 6.5 Creedmoor bullshit.
So what's your reasoning behind the SIG?
The SIG being because it's going to do most everything you want right out of the box. They're reliable, they're buttery smooth, and they're a rock solid handgun. I don't have a SIG anymore, but
a 226 is a 9mm, correct?
Yeah, and 9's abundant. I've got a box of it just hanging out on my desk.
All right, and the reasoning behind the M4.
The M4. You're going to need a shotgun, and personally, that's just my favorite shotgun that I've dealt with. And it's like, I've got one right here. It's rock solid. I enjoy it. The AK, I already went down the road that it's all the mud and bullshit you run it through, it's still gonna go.
Yeah. So for me, it's kind of, I've got a very, very similar setup. I would go with the SIG P320 full size over the 226. Okay. But then AK-47, just because, like I said, man, you bury that thing in the mud, do whatever, run the bitch over with the truck, you still be able to pick that thing up and just start firing.
How many parts do you actually have to change out on it to make it into a Dragunov style sniper rifle? Like 3?
Yeah,
I don't remember.
Give or take.
I'm close. That action in itself, in its bare form, doesn't really lend itself to premio fucking accuracy as it is. The rifle has many outstanding qualities. It's like a Toyota. You don't get in it and expect fucking Italian leather hand stitched seats. Like precision.
Oh, no.
That some bitch will run, and it'll run, and it'll run like Forrest fucking Gump.
And that's why I chose it, because
with an AK.
Yeah. No, I mean, my thing is I'm not really going to be engaging someone long range, bro. If I see you 900 meters away, I'm setting up camp and fortifying for a second and waiting for you to get a little bit closer, and then I'm ambushing your ass. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm not choosing it for accuracy reasons. It's a heavy hitting round. Especially at close to mid, dependable, close to mid range. The SIG P320 for me is chambered in 9 because 9 is abundant.
Everywhere.
And let's be real, when you're going through and you're raiding someone, take someone out, you're going to be searching their shit for ammo and extra supplies. they're probably going to have 9 on them.
That's mainly what my list is comprised of. Easy to find
Yeah,
ammo and parts.
All of them are like scarily similar. So I am also going to go with a SIG 9mm full size. I'm fond of my SP 2022 just because I've owned that pistol for ages. But really,
Solid.
any modern full size SIG. And a 9mm for all the same reasons. For me, I got big old fucking palm and basketball mitts, so I'm not some crazy brand loyalist or anything. But if I could close my eyes and pick up every major pistol brand right in front of me, I'm gonna pick the SIG every time. It just fits in my hand perfect. I'm gonna go a little bit different direction with the battle rifle. As you guys know, I'm a big M14 fucking fanatic, and I would take an M4 or a M1A SOCOM 16 for very similar reasons. I feel like the Garand action has proven itself time and time again. Obviously, a little bit different than an AK. I hope that I don't end up underwater in mud and fucking caught on fire and fucking everything. but I feel like that Garand action has proved its worthiness. It's a 308. It's as abundant as just about everything else. I can hit you at 500 meters and actually drop you, but I can also navigate a 16-inch barrel just all the same way. As far as a third, that's tough, man, because I had a shotgun in mind, but now I'm not too sure anymore. Kind of second guesses, so I'm gonna hang tight. Those are my 2 guaranteed gonna happen every time.
What was it, an 870?
No, I'm not a big Remington fan, believe it or not. I just don't like the position of the safety. That's literally it. I prefer the Mossberg thumb clicker on top versus the in the trigger well setup,
Wait,
and that's literally the only difference.
So one of the other of the 2 major pump actions.
Mossberg 500 all day, or even a 930 semi is up there too. But I'm actually gonna go before Will goes because he might take it, but I doubt it. It's actually going to be a suppressed Ruger 1022 takedown.
Yeah, that wasn't going to be my choice.
Unusual.
Yeah. Just in case, I was throwing it out there. Yeah, no,
All right, what's the reasoning? Because that's
intriguing.
Interesting
because
choice.
not everything is 2-legged game. Sometimes you're gonna hit 4-legged game, and you also need the stealth factor. I don't know if you guys have ever either shot or been around a suppressed 22, but you can pretty much hear the bolt clack up against the receiver, and that's it. Like you hear click. That's a.
I'm glad you bring that up. I've got one on the way.
And and you could literally like a fanny pack full of rounds is. We'll get back to that because I want to talk to you about that.
Okay.
Like a fanny pack full of rounds is like 500 fucking rounds on your FUPA. You know what I mean? And you can just fucking turn and burn on a 22, just like, you know what I mean? So yeah, that's what I'm gonna. And a takedown for just portability and compact, and we still have to carry all this shit. I'm assuming in this post-apocalyptic, scenario.
On your person or in your pack.
All right, Will, what you got?
So I think for a handgun, it'd obviously be a 9. I honestly would not go with the Beretta. I would go with like a Glock or a SIG, something that's a little easier to find, and mainly if something breaks on either weapon, I can find another one.
Because the Beretta M9's not abundant at all.
I mean, it is, but you got a lot better chance of finding a Glock or a SIG. I certainly wouldn't go with my PX4. And I think I know one other person that I physically know that owns one, and that's it. The second choice would be like an AR9. Same thing. You're still using 9mm.
ammo
That's-
reciprocity.
And it's
Solid.
more. You could make it a little bit, portable. Something like what Raleigh. I don't know if
Yeah,
you've seen Raleigh's AR9, but that was
You
pretty
could
small.
save yourself a gun slot and get one of those little foldable micro Ronies you just shove a Glock into. And
That's
it just
true,
happens
yeah.
to have an optic and a little stock on it.
Yeah, the only difference is the Roni is just a chassis to hold your Glock. It doesn't extend the barrel. It doesn't do any of
Yeah.
that. Versus an AR9,
But
you can
it
run
provides
an 8
you
or a 10-inch
stock.
barrel.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair.
So you get half the benefits of an AR9 and still save a weapon slot. Just
I'm
me
still
thinking logistically.
I'm still stuck between for my third choice. What was an AR-10 chambered in? 7.62 or is it 308?
308 typically.
308.
That's the same thing,
Okay.
kind of.
Yeah, it is
yeah,
same,
but-
same, but different.
51 or 54.
Yeah.
The length of the cartridge is the difference there.
I'd probably do an AR-10. As much as I would want a bolty, it just doesn't make sense in a zombie apocalypse.
Oh, follow-up shots are going to be key here.
Yeah. You get that, your bolt fucking catches just a little bit, and you're like, ah, fuck. So I
What
think
was
an
it
AR-10
rule number
would
3?
be,
Double tap? Something like that?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm
But
honestly
I think an
surprised
AR-10 would be better.
nobody brought up like an MP5
So that's what I was
or
contemplating.
like an
with
SMG
my
of
third.
sorts.
Yeah, like a
The
Scorpion.
problem with that is you
MPX
will burn
style.
through fucking ammo.
That's also true.
You're gonna burn through ammo no matter what it is, man.
That's
Just ask
true.
Jeremy
But a
on 7
burst
Days to
weapon.
I'm even
I keep finding it, so I'm going to keep shooting it. Fuck it. Every third zombie has 150 rounds of 308 on them. Fuck yeah!
They
I'm
have
gonna
been getting
bang
good about
through
that.
it, bro.
yeah. The fact of the matter though is you are gonna burn through ammo, bro. You're not gonna be as accurate as you suspect you're gonna be, no matter how much time you have in the range. You get in the moment, you get
Yeah.
shaky, you're not focused, and you're just gonna be pitting rounds down range just to pit them down range in hopes that something fucking hits.
Not to mention, you're not going home to your comforts, available food, AC, water. Like you're out in the wild, hoping for the best.
Even if you can loot somebody for a top lip.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. So what?
So, what would it change though? Like based on like zombie apocalypse or like say a rebellion or say someone invaded the country, would your loadout change?
I was thinking about that when you first asked it, and I feel like it would change if you were to go with intelligent versus non-intelligent, like hostile action.
You guys picking
Intelligent,
up
you would
T22s with me then?
Honestly, I would still keep with. I'd keep with my first two. I'd keep the full frame 9 and the M4. I do not think I would still have the AK if I was dealing. Well, that's actually a really tough one. The third one's tough because you don't have to worry about. You don't have to worry about range with non-intelligent life, really. But if you're up against other people that are also prepped and shooting back at you, you may want something that can reach out a little bit further. So,
Yeah, I think the only thing I would change is go from AR-9 to AR-15 or similar platform.
God, it really is tough. If it were intelligent
Totally.
life, I would actually switch from the AK to probably an AR-10 or similar. Mainly because I'm more familiar with the platform, so I can reach out pretty far with those.
I'd still stick with the AK. I'd still stick with the same loadout.
For the
Although
same
if-
reasoning that you're not going to be engaging at range.
Yeah. Well, and I would actually switch the Benelli M4 for like one of those shockwaves or something of the
Okay.
sort.
Okay. The pistol caliber carbine style of.
No. The
No,
little 14-inch long 12 gauge
Shotguns.
shotgun with a
Little
little
baseball.
baseball
Oh, that's
grip on
right, with the little fucking the gooseneck
Yeah,
on it, the
the
little
little
thumb
baseball
breaker.
grip on it.
Yeah.
I think
I
we
had one
talked
of
about
those.
that before, dude.
Yeah,
Those are
so
badass.
if we were going against like I guess intelligent as Boots wants to dub it, I would probably switch it out for that shockwave, just for clearing building purposes and shit like that.
Hmm.
And the 9mm in an AK.
Yeah, I'd still keep the the 9mm, and then I would 100% still keep the AK. Once
I love
again,
how no one chose 5.7, 45, or 10 mil in this whole argument.
nobody's going to go with 10 mil to begin with. 10 mil is just it's not abundant enough, and quite frankly, it's not really useful on anything other than paper.
It has no characteristics that are noteworthy in this situation that a 45 couldn't handle, or shot placement on a 9. I mean,
It's a hot
I'd rather
40,
have
so,
ammo.
yeah.
Yeah. That's like saying I want a 356 SIG or
357 SIG?
yeah, 357 SIG. Yeah,
Yeah, just +1. There you go.
yeah.
I got you.
So, yeah, the AK is I'm sticking with the AK platform no matter what. It's just reliable. You're never let's face it, man. AR platforms need to be oiled up.
About it. A little bit of animal fat does the trick.
Are you gonna have that always?
Sometimes.
I mean, depending on who you bring with you, you can get some human fat to rub in there.
Are you gonna take the time after you just swam across a river, take it apart, dry off my bolt, put a little oil on there?
Spray a little chicken grease in there.
You know what I'm saying though? Like,
Yeah.
at least with the AK, I know I could drag it through the mud, swim through the freaking river, keep on
Go.
running, turn around and return. Yeah, turn around and return fire. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No one's bringing the
Yeah,
back-to-back World War champ with them. No one.
Yeah,
The M1?
it's crazy how that worked out. Well, no, that's not true. A Grand Action has fought in both World Wars. Maybe not the actual M1, but
Right.
in World War II, I mean, it was more M14 territory, but that's fair. So, Rodney, what is your? Did you grow up shooting guns, or what is your background, man? What brought you from the first time you pulled the trigger to today?
The first time I pulled the trigger was a 50 Desert Eagle.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Is that why your nose is a little crooked?
So yeah, that was the first time I pulled the trigger on anything. Immediately after that, after I was scared to shoot again, this was about 12 years old.
That's fair.
Was a 30-30 fucking lever
Jesus
action.
Christ!
They hated you. God damn.
So no, I think my dad wanted to get like across the point that like they're not toys.
Okay, that's fair.
We had other weapons, and I fired other weapons after that. But I think he pit me with the most powerful ones to get across the point that these are not toys. You don't play with them, and they can cause serious harm or damage.
We had a
Right.
guy who had no experience with guns come out and try to fire off a 45-70 just to impress a girl. They're like, "Hey, Slick, you might want to tuck that into your shoulder a little better." He's like, "No, I got
Right.
this. I grew up with these."
Well, grew up with them, so you've been noodle wristing fucking big ass rifles this whole time.
So,
You give it
and then-
slack, it'll take it.
He did not impress that girl. For
No.
reference.
and then just grew up casual shooting. Went hunting once or twice, but it was never hunting. Has really never been my thing. Just casual paper targets, watermelons. Going out to the fucking desert. What is
Beer
it?
cans, abandoned cars.
Yeah,
and
beer
shit.
cans, watermelons. What is it? Crown Valley, I think it is. Is it Crown Valley?
Crown King.
Crown King, up, northern
Pineapple?
northern area of Arizona. You can only get in there by trail, and everyone goes out there to shoot. We go up there all the time. Like I said, shoot watermelon, paper, shoot steel, shoot old cars that were sitting out there. And just did all that growing up, and then obviously military brought a whole nother ball game of shooting. Where it came to being expert my whole career, my last 6 months in being a range coach, and instructing people how to shoot with proper technique and whatnot. So, and then even
wouldn't be having that.
Yeah, after that, I've shot rifle here and there. I'm more of a handgun guy, though. I mean, I've had, you name it, I've probably had it with the exception of Glocks. I'm not really a Glock fan. I got these, short little stubby hands, so Glocks are just big and blocky.
Yeah, it's like
it
a deep grip.
Yeah, it just
like
doesn't
this
feel
way,
right.
Not, yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Just doesn't feel right. So the one that I always gravitate back towards, I've had it 3 times, sold it 3 times, got it again because I keep buying it, is the Springfield XDE.
Didn't I buy 2 of those off you?
Yeah. Yeah, I think Boots bought the other 2. I sell it, I'll go to something else, and I always gravitate back towards a little 3.3-inch barrel, 9mm. I have one, and I'm probably not going to get rid of it because after the first 2, I've realized it's my comfort.
Yeah.
It's my comfort zone for a daily carry and stuff like that. A little 3.3-inch barrel,
thin enough.
Yeah, it's double stack. So you get the capacity, ammo capacity, small barrel, and it's a hammer fire, which I prefer for carrying because a lot of times I carry no safety, hammer down. That way you get that extra pull to make sure, do I really want to do this?
Yeah, lower trigger. I made the mistake with my first XDE of getting a 45 with a 3.3 barrel.
Miserable to shoot, man.
It's snappy, dude. It's just not fun.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That's how I feel about the Smith & Wesson Shield for me. I've owned 2 now, and I know that every time I go back and look at a subcompact, blah, 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 that starts checking the boxes for me, I end up right back at the Shield. I'm like, well, fuck, I better get another one. I've owned a 40 and a 9, and I think if I get another one, I'll just buy a 9mm.
My only problem with the Shield is it doesn't have a split trigger.
Yeah, but they make
It's like a
aftermarket
safety.
Triggers.
Yeah,
They do, but it's literally...
Yeah, I just don't like it out of the box. That's the only thing I never liked about the Shield.
Yeah. Apex makes a snappy trigger for it. It's real snappy, and it's not expensive. It's $120 or so.
And it's
for a full drop-in? That's not bad.
Yeah, for a full drop-in.
Almost drop-in. You have to play with it a little bit, but it's, it's
but,
as close as it gets.
In the realm of guns, $120 isn't shit for a modification or.
Considering I think an AR platform Timney is right around $350. Yeah, they get up there.
That's another one too that I've had quite a few of is the Shield. I've had the first gen, had the performance Shield that they came out with.
The M&P.0s or whatever it is.
No. They came out with one they came out with a performance shop one, and then I had the 2.0. And the 2.0 I actually traded to Boots for the SIG P320 that I have now, full size. And that's another one. So I bought it for my wife, the 2.0 this time. I bought it for my wife, and we took her to the gun range, and she shot it a few times, and she's like, I do not like that. It's just a snappy little piece for a smaller individual, and those of you guys who might not know my wife, she's 5 foot even, so.
Which she's on.
Yeah. So, for her to try to control something that small.
And little hands.
Yeah, it's just kind of snappy for her.
How does she feel about a J-frame? Has she ever shot like an Arrowweight or a titanium snub-nosed revolver?
Just a little hooker gun?
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I need to get her out there and take her out and explore a few options with her. I think the latest one that I was looking at was what's that subcompact SIG?
The 365.
Yeah, the P365.
Yeah,
And
365
the
XL
XL.
actually isn't bad at all.
Not at all. It's a
Yeah.
hell of a piece.
Well, it's got a little bit more weight behind it than the Shield does, which would help with the snappiness. So,
Would you guys put the Hellcat in this conversation, or have you played around with those much?
I've
I
played
had
around
shot
with
it extensively, believe
Yeah.
it or not. One of my soldiers had one, and he swore by it. And it feels a little, I don't know, it just feels different. It feels like kind of chunky and
Kind of weird.
Well, and that's
yeah,
where-
kind of fat, you know. But when you shoot it, it's a clean shooter. It's smooth as shit. Like it's a viable option
Yeah.
if it fits your hand and everything nicely.
It's
you know,
the
that's
XDE.
great.
It's the XDE. It's just striker fire.
Oh well, that's
Essentially.
probably yeah.
So it's the same
Little
thing that I have. It's
crunchier
just
trigger?
striker fire. Well, because you know
Okay.
they have the XDS line, and then they came out with the XDE line, and everybody wanted that compact with a double stack, but they don't want. A lot of people don't like carrying hammer fire. It'll pull your aim if you don't know how to fire a hammer fire. It'll pull your aim like crazy, especially after that first shot, and then you know your next few ones are pretty much hair trigger. You're going to pull because you're going to anticipate. So a lot of
Which
people
goes back to
ask-
no matter what you got, just practice with what you got and quit just sticking in the
Right.
drawer.
Right. A lot of people were asking Springfield to come out with a double stack 3-inch barrel in striker fire, and that was their answer. And obviously they did, you know, some more goodies. I think it's got like a performance barrel on it and a few other goodies to it.
Yeah. Jeremy, what were you going to say about that little 22 I picked up? You had something earlier?
Yeah, you got you got a can for it. Which one did you get?
Oh, my buddy is a GSL dealer, so I just hit him up and was like, "Yo, let me get the GSL Woodland. Slap that on there." And I was like,
How
"Bet."
long did it take you? Was it quite a bit of a wait to
It's
get your
still on
stamp?
the way,
Oh, okay.
but no,
so yours
they're
is, yeah.
yeah. I put on all the paperwork like 2-3 days ago.
In the
And-
meantime, he's got a Fram.
Yeah. It took a second. Old boy got a Wix filter on the back of that bitch.
Yeah, I had the right here. It's got another little piece that can thread on there, and it'll go flush with the end of the slide. But I already put the threaded adapter on there, so meh.
Gotcha. And what
That's
is
what
that
I'm-
little 22 pistol you got?
It was a Taurus TX22, which it was
okay.
between that and like the ATI Firefly. That I just got a better deal on it, and it had a more than 10-round mag, like 350 for that with a shit ton of ammo. I couldn't really be mad at that.
How are you liking Taurus's stuff? Because I've fired
There
the
are
G2C,
very
but
few guns of theirs that I
gonna
trust.
get there.
G2C is not one of them.
So, well, I would say G2C I would trust, and the G3C I would also trust. The full size G2 and G3, no. And a lot of the rest of their lineup that's not just revolvers, no. So you got those, that 22, and the revolvers. Outside of that, focus.
Yeah, Taurus has a history of going off inside your pants.
Do
no
not
reason.
get a Taurus 1911. For the love of God.
Oh, yeah.
For no reason,
So-
Tauruses will go off in your pants.
I took one. I had one. This is my granddad. This is Springfield, so I don't have to worry about that. But I took it just like this, and just like that, cleared it because I was getting ready to clean it. And right about here, the round's halfway out, hits a little nub right here that's a little bit sharper on the Taurus, and goes off. Round just blows up right here.
I remember that. You
I do
should send me
remember that
pictures
too.
of his face because it hit you like right above the eyebrow, didn't it?
Yeah, the casing
Holy
itself.
shit.
It ricocheted. Yeah.
Yeah, the bullet hit right here, so it didn't have anywhere to go, so the casing exploded, and there were metal shards all over my room. It wasn't fucking cool.
Yo.
But no, this one's
That's
my
fucking
old
wild,
man's. Actually got his name engraved on it and everything. So
Oh, that's cool.
yeah, and that usually stays by the bedside. But no, I would store it somewhere safe and get something else for the apocalypse.
I
That's
I
another
have a
thing I'm
lot of
surprised nobody
experience
said.
shooting.
You know, with their loadouts as a good old trusty 1911.
That's what I was talking about. Back-to-back World War champs, baby.
Right, the Lord's caliber over there. All of a sudden, didn't show
No,
up
this
to the party.
this P30 would get it way quicker.
Right.
That's my
Yeah, I have a lot of experience shooting the Taurus PT-111, which was the predecessor to
to the G2.
the G2C.
Mhm.
Not a bad little pistol, man. The thing it ate up ammo. It shot decent straight, and it did the trick. But it is a definite, like, you knew you had a Taurus in your hand when you
The
held
fit and
it.
finish
You know what
is
I mean?
booty hole.
Yeah, it really is booty hole. And the slide would sit there, and everything kind of rattled a little bit. That being said, I would definitely buy a Taurus revolver. Only because the judge does the same thing as the governor. It's just half the price.
The
So
judge, I am impressed with.
I would definitely scoop a judge. I would even scoop one of the poly judges, the public defenders or whatever they call them.
Really?
It's a black polymer snub nose Taurus.
So what is the one weapon you guys have personally owned and just put the most rounds through?
Either a 1022 or my SP 2022, my handgun. I've put thousands and thousands of rounds through my pistol.
Well, I only own the two weapons I bought, so
Oh,
and I haven't
but
fired
those
one,
two?
so that's easy. The Beretta.
No, that's fair. So, did you grow up with guns, Will? Did you guys
Yeah.
have guns in the house? Your pops had guns, or
Yep. My
what brought
dad gave
you
me
from your first trigger pull to what you have today?
So my dad has had an M9 since I even remember. And he's actually got one of the, I guess they made a line of, or they sold to the public legitimate M9s, not the 92FS, but legitimate M9s that were considered not suitable in contract. So he has one of those, and since day one, we've had lessons on like what to do with handguns, and
So it didn't meet the bar for military grade?
yeah,
That's
like it
not
had.
good.
I think it had like some sort of mark on it. It had some sort of mark on it or something like that, and they didn't take it, so they sold it to the public.
Interesting. Now, excuse
Yeah.
my ignorance here, but what is the difference between the civilian market 92FS and an M9?
That's a good question. I have no fucking idea.
I think it's just a
It's-
serial number.
It's
Yeah,
probably just a serial number or a stamp. It's like the what is it? What are they calling it now?
M19 or the M17,
the M17 and the P320.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's
it's the same modular chassis that they've been
Yeah.
putting out.
the
for
Lego
Yeah.
of guns.
Yeah,
This
It really is.
with this guy, the M4, the cops and the Marines got the nice collapsible stock, which you're not supposed to put on these, but you can pay like $300 and get one of those. Rodney, you fucked with these, didn't you?
Yeah, a little bit here and there.
Word.
It wasn't
There's a single fly in here.
an all the time thing.
shotguns were given to units to breach and breach only.
Yeah.
A heavy gunner had no business in the breaching department. He was.
Oh, he's breaching it just with a bigger gun from
He
farther
breached the
away.
rest of the fucking building after they breached the door.
What was it I was saying before we started rolling? If God didn't want to feed 50 BMG to go in this shotgun, he wouldn't have made the diameters match.
But no, I got lessons like early on with how to handle handguns.
Right.
I didn't actually touch a rifle until I was in. Well, I still haven't fired my dad's 270. He has a Remington 700, one of the variants of it, in 270. I've been wanting to fire
okay.
it, and I haven't
Well, you know
gotten
that-
a chance to.
probably played to your benefit when it came to qualifying, because most people, now me, I was
Yeah.
lucky enough. My father was a Marine, so you know, I was kind of taught that technique. But you got most people that come in and I could shoot like hell. I got Grandpappy's rifle all the time, you know,
Yeah.
but they have no
Did you shoot it
technique
correctly?
right.
Or did you just
And then
you just have a lot of trigger time? Like that
yeah,
doesn't help you.
And those are honestly the hardest to teach when it comes to, you know, instructing people on
Unteaching
the rifle
bullshit
range.
habits. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think I don't know if I fired. It's like I think it's my grandfather's 22 bolt rifle. I don't know if I fired that before I joined or after. I know I fired it sometime after, but I don't know if I had fired it before I'd gotten in.
oh, I got a fly in here. Thanks, Boots.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, bro, y'all leave the leftovers out or something. Y'all got-
But yeah, and then after, with some time in was when I picked up my Beretta PX4. I enjoy it. It's a fun little handgun, but I want to get something compact, and I want to kind of expand. I'm just thinking like a HK P30 SK, just to kind of expand the horizons, try something new. But
what is that? You spit
it's a
gibberish
9mm
out, bro.
subcompact.
So it's
Oh,
this
okay.
without
This,
the
but
comp
just
and a
small.
little bit shorter.
Yeah,
Oh, okay, okay.
And HKs are great guns, man. You have to get used
Yeah.
to the mag release on them.
Yeah.
It's a different mag release in it, and if you don't train
Oh,
with
you
it,
push down.
yeah, I saw that.
German style.
yeah, German style. If you don't train with it, or you carry multiple handguns, you can catch yourself in a bind. Trying to mag swap.
Swap mags. Yeah,
But I mean, HK makes great fucking guns, dude. They're a little pricey for my liking.
yeah.
Hella
I
sick.
still haven't fired my dad's HK.
Yeah,
I don't remember what model HK my
I think
father
this
got,
one ran
but-
me like $650.
yeah, you got weird back roads hookups.
No, I got this one new. This is one of the only ones I paid full price for.
Raleigh, what
650 is
model
about
HK do you have?
What's that?
What model HK do you have?
That's just the standard P30.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't remember what my dad got, but I haven't fired that either. I've been wanting to fire that. We just haven't hit the range in
BP9
a
SK
while.
with striker fire. That's the same thing.
I have to
on
ask him.
striker.
I'd have to ask him.
Ask Ray next time you see him if you can check out his VP9.
Okay.
His what?
He's got a
VP9.
VP9.
His PP9.
Oh,
And yeah,
Fair
shortly after, I wouldn't say shortly, it was 3-4 years after I got my Beretta was when I decided to buy a Remington 700. And same thing, expanding the horizons. I picked up it in 6.5 Creedmoor. But I never
Fire it
fired
yet?
it. No. I'm poor.
6.5 is expensive, man.
Yeah, it really is.
it
I'm
is.
pretty sure
How
even
long-
before the price hike, it was like $1 a round.
Pass.
Yeah.
I got boxes on boxes of 12 gauge in there. I'll stick with the
But-
attainable rounds.
I fired Cody's G2C. I don't remember what brand 12 gauge he has, but I fired. That's a lot of fucking fun. 12 gauge. I'll be honest, I was a little scared because of how tiny I am, but that thing's a lot of fun to fire.
Just
Yeah.
wait till they put a turkey choke in it.
Oh god.
I'm running a kicks choke in mine, and it's not terrible.
And then I fired Cody's 308. Once again, I don't remember what brand it is.
That's a
Probably
bolt gun,
Savage.
I think it is a Savage, actually.
Savage
Yeah,
isn't
that's
a bad
one of-
option, though, man. It's
For
really
the price
nice.
one of
point,
my
it's
favorite-
not
Yeah,
bad.
they're affordable and they work.
I mean, it was hitting its
Yeah.
marks, so that's all that fucking matters, really.
Right.
I had a FCP-10 chambered in 308 with an HS precision stock and a little Nikon glass on top, and it was a hell of a combo, dude.
Yeah.
Hell of a
And-
combo.
And what? That's unfair right there, bro, because Nikon has been killing the glass game for a while now.
And I did that on purpose because I needed
I-
it to be able to outshoot me.
I would say that
you're
they're
only as
almost
good
top
as
of the
your
line,
glass
right?
and vice versa.
Nikon is,
Yeah,
Yeah.
because like they've just been in the business for so long.
They
Not
make
to
great
mention-
cameras.
Yeah, I was gonna say photography, so you got to
They
know
make
something
great
about glass.
cameras and refraction too. That's where
Yeah,
that's where it all. And if you can put together a great camera and a great lens on a camera, you know a little something about refraction.
has anybody used a primary arms sight? That's what I have on my Remington right now.
Yes, because you got the exact same scope I was going to get for my 224 Valkyrie.
Okay.
Because ballistics of
Oh,
224
they're
and
set up
6.5
for
are
it.
same.
I was just kind of curious as if anybody's fired with it and what they thought, since I haven't fired mine yet.
No, I got impatient and ended up selling that.
Will?
Do what?
How long have you owned the rifle?
Oh god, it's been like fucking a year and a half, 2 years, man.
I'd say pushing
been-
3, big dog.
If I
Yeah,
made
you're
it
probably pushing
a day
3.
and a half, 2 days without shooting a new weapon, I'm itching, bro. Like that's fucking. I'll pay whatever I gotta pay, but I'm putting at least a box through it. Just
Well, I kind of want to take it up and fire with my dad, and that's really what's limiting me. Is his schedule.
You
Every
can
time
fire
we
it
plan
with
to
him,
go,
but you have
every
to fire
time
it first with him.
Every time we've planned to go shoot, we've always planned it with something else car related, and that always took priority.
You shoot first.
I gotta find a range.
Turn
out
ranges
here.
later.
I think the
Bro,
nearest
you
range
gotta.
is like
You got a
40
field?
minutes away. No, I got a
You got
fucking
a field that's
Do I look like I
outside
got
of the city
land?
limits.
Bitch,
It ain't
I'm
gotta be
in
your land.
Columbia. I am literally like 10 minutes from downtown.
We'll go another 20 minutes like that way and find some old man's fucking field. When he starts yelling at you, time to get lost.
Yeah, when I go out to my mom's, we go out back.
That's
in
the
Missouri?
goal, man.
Yeah, we
Walk
just go
out
out
butt
back.
ass naked and fire off a fucking round.
I do that now.
Well, you have problems.
Yeah, I was gonna
yeah,
say.
Jesus Christ.
The little
Yeah, I have
lady
a
who lives
little-
behind me is just pissed about it.
I have a little Marlin 22 for that reason. We were out in Louisiana, and my ex mother-in-law was like, "I want to just go sit and drink and shoot beer cans off the back patio." All right, pawn shop had one, so
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I have that. I have another 22, and then my pistol. A lot of shit got sold in the last year that I was in the army because of reasons, and so so that's all I have now, which is fine with me. I don't know, man. I grew up with 22s and had friends that had them, and I didn't really get much into guns until I was like a teenager and had more access to them. Other friends and other people's dads who had guns, and I was able to play and shoot until I can start getting my own. I got that Savage pretty early on, early 20s. Probably dozens of shotguns over the years. You just pick them up cheap for, a little Maverick 88 or a little whatever for $250 or $300 all day long, and you can wear that motherfucker out, boy. And you shoot a $10 box of clays and you keep your ass busy all fucking day, man. That was always fun. I didn't actually shoot handguns until, God, just before I joined the army. I started playing with handguns and stuff. I understand their purpose in the arsenal. Obviously, pretty ideal for concealment and two-legged
Versatility.
game, we'll say, yeah. But outside of thinking of these hypotheticals, I don't. Rifles and shotguns are way more fun to me. It's more sporting to me. I like to be able to see how far out I can bang the gong on steel targets at the range, or you know what I mean, trying to hit doubles or fucking around and trying to hit triples with skeet shooting or just clays in general, not necessarily out of the house, but yeah, I don't know. That was always more fun to me. That's why I've always owned a 22 because I can sit out there and just plink and just fuck around, man. I can think all day and not get bored and use back then, $10 for the fucking ammo. You know what I mean? There was a point there about 5 years ago where the price at 22 was fucking nanners, and you couldn't find it anywhere.
You can go into like Bass Pro Shops like probably like a year or two before COVID and all that stuff, dude. And
Like a 5-gallon bucket of it.
Yeah, you could scoop like 1,000 rounds of 22 for like $50.
Yeah. Yep. And I'd sit and do that all fucking day. That's fun. Whereas a pistol, it's cool. It's you set up a target at X amount. You can run little drills and reload drills and approach drills and different stuff like that. And that's cool. And it has its place, but that shit's just not super fun to me. I'm just reloading.
I would like to find a range.
Reloading and banging and. Yeah.
I would like to find a range that allows that. Obviously, it's not going to be. I don't think they have any ranges like that. But.
So no range is going to authorize it due to insurance purposes.
Yeah.
The whole you can do reload drills, but you can't necessarily do
like holstering,
and unholstering.
Yeah, like draw drills and pop, reholster, draw. Pop,
I go out to Boomer stands for that, man. So when next time you're in town, I can take you out there. Dude's got like 140 acres out in the countryside of Hebzibah.
And honestly, if you want to practice that, dude, snap caps are fucking $8 on Amazon.
The little lasers or something, yeah.
No, they're just little plastic rounds that you can, run like a right in your bedroom, dude. It's a little snap cap. It doesn't fire off or anything like that.
It just softens the blows, so you're not like
hard firing.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah, you practice right in your bedroom, man.
Okay.
With pulling, firing one, reload.
Yeah.
I got a jam.
Yeah.
You could practice shit like that right in your bedroom with snap caps. I've done
back when I was breaking in that G34 that I had. I even just sat there racking it for a couple hundred times just to break in a new recoil spring. And
oh yeah.
Bro, you want to talk about like a broken in spring? So I had the longest time M&P 45C.
Oh, I remember that.
4-inch barrel, 45. Yeah. It used to be my daily carry.
Used to be.
Dude, I pit 40,000, 50,000 rounds to that fucking thing. And that recoil spring was just butter.
I think that's how my SIG is now, man. It's literally just like it just flick it back, like, and it's ready to roll.
There was a few times where I felt like I could have just like junted it forward real quick and then back it would have just cocked around.
Do you guys see the people with like the 2011s and shit with like the 3-4 pound whatever bullshit lightweight recoil spring? They'll just do it one-handed and air rack it.
That's what I was talking about.
Yeah.
I felt like I could have done that. Just how fucking worn out that fucking recoil spring. But I will give hands down testimony to that old fucking M&P 45C. I never once had a misfire. Never once had a fucking malfunction in that thing. Mm-hmm. Failure to feed, failure to fire. Never had a fucking stovepipe. Never had a double feed. That thing never malfunctioned in me. And all those rounds that I put through, it just kept fucking taking it like a dirty whore.
That's the bad part about the PX4. It's picky. If you put steel rounds through it, it doesn't like it.
Well, for a while there, I had a Kimber, which I think Jeremy remembers my Kimber that I had.
It was a finicky bitch. It's beautiful. God damn it.
It's a work of art, bro. And it belongs in a fucking picture frame just up on the wall. But
never used,
But if you don't feed a Kimber, and I even had, the fucking feed wrap polish and all the tricks of the trade to try to get it to feed better. If you don't feed it fucking gourmet Ruth Chris steak every fucking every time, it's not firing for you.
I don't know if I
Yeah.
told you guys, but that's actually why I backed out of getting a Staccato XC. That thing was
It's the
a
same-
buttery fucking weapon, but you got to do all kinds of oiling, like 18 different spots every time you fire it, and only give it primo ammo, and never get it dirty, kind of shit. Like I'm not trying to
Not-
deal with that. I want
Not because of the
I want
fact that they're
slut
like
guns.
$2,000.
Oh, the XC, the XC is like $4,000.
Oh yeah, that
But
has nothing to
yeah,
do with it, right?
that's why like on my loadout, I was like, yeah, I wouldn't pick the PX4 because if all I can find is steel ammo, I'm fucked.
Yeah,
It's just
my
not gonna
shotgun was
be.
$2,000.
Well, and I will give credit all day to MMP and Springfield because they eat it, man. You could feed it.
Mm-hmm.
I used to like almost religiously fire that toll ammo, the aluminum casing toll ammo,
Yeah.
the cheap shit through that MMP, dude, and it would just eat it, spit it out and eat it all fucking day, dude. And like I said, never. I went back to back range days, didn't even clean my fucking weapon. Probably fired 500-600 rounds.
You got to do a
home.
torch test.
Got home, was fucking just beat from the heat, out here in Georgia. And then I was at an outdoor range, so just firing all day out in the heat. Was beat, and I was like, I'll just clean it in the morning. Had another buddy hit me up in the morning. Hey, about to head out to the range. You trying to come with? Yeah, man. Give me like an hour, and then I got to stop by and grab some more ammo. Put another 500 rounds to that thing the next day. Didn't even clean it, and it just fucking took it, dude.
Dirty horror guns are my favorite.
Yeah, no, I had a girl I dated a long time ago.
Speaking of dirty horrors,
Hey, actually, I didn't even consider that transition. Anyway, her dad was a firearms instructor, and he was a big proponent of let it stay dirty until it fails. That way, like how your weapon system is actually going to react under those conditions. But if you just sit here and just polish repeater every fucking time you shoot it, you'll never know if it. You know what I mean? Like
here's my counter to that philosophy. In my carry gun, we'll even take the P320 that I carry in the wintertime because that's an outside the waistband fucking coat over type of weapon. I've got the +5 extendo, so I'm sitting at 26. And then another and then another full mag of 26, so I'm sitting at 50 rounds.
Motherfucker gonna put a whole
50
box
pounds,
into
bro.
you if
You
you
got-
fuck around to find out.
let me see that. You got that right there? Let me take a little eyes on
wait.
it since we doing show and tell.
I'm gonna go grab it.
yeah, I'm doing show and tell. Y'all
My man in
motherfuckers
his
slacking.
undies, bro.
Mine's in the bedroom. I can go get the Beretta.
Dude, if he got up and was wearing a thong, I would not even be just old manor hammock.
So the Terran Tactical +6,
Beautiful.
and then I've
I
got
love
the
tearing shit, man.
Wilson Combat.
Backstrap. Yeah.
No, it's the full undercarriage,
Full frame.
the full frame, because this is the P320, bro. So you just take out the components and slap it into a whole nother
Right.
frame. I've got the other frame, the original frame, but this thing just it
Dude,
fits.
that thing fucks hard.
It fits,
Yeah,
and then so I've got plans. The nice part about these P320s is the Parker Mountain
You can buy
Machine. Have you ever heard of them?
No, they cut for an RMR or what?
Well, so they have a slide, so they've got a slide compressor and a compensator, threaded barrel combo. It runs about $320. You can get it cut for RMR. It's extra money, obviously, so I'm gonna have it cut for an RMR. But the way these are set up is you can run a subcompact slide on this full frame, and they make a compensator that sits flush. I'll send you pictures, but the whole setup, slide, threaded barrel, compensator, sits flush right at the end of this full frame, so it's completely flush.
What's the incentive to that?
You don't have to alter for holsters and stuff like that, because most of the time your compensator is going to stick yay much further, and then
It's a better
I see.
alternative than running like a ported barrel and slide, which are
Yeah.
bitch and a half sometimes.
Yeah. So, well, theirs is, it's got the slide cuts in it and it's ported and all that shit. It's got all the fucking Gucci Glock upgrades, if that's what you want to call them. And then, like I said, I'll probably run like a Hollow Sun RMR on there.
For sure. What's the
I
incentive
had so much
of
in that fucking Glock.
to the Wilson Combat frame? Is it different? Is it lighter? It's just sexier. It's a different color. It's
a different palm grip.
Yeah.
I wish I knew.
Had the factory
Where you put
one.
the original?
I think I might have it right here.
One, it's definitely sexier, and two, it feels better in your hand. I don't own one.
Oh,
but
hey,
I've
bro,
got them.
I'm not arguing that. It is
Right.
gorgeous, man. I'm a big bitch.
Like
There's
Wilson
only
and
my
Heron.
case. I think
are
it's-
the
I try not
fucking-
to be a fanboy, but fuck, man, when it works, it works.
I think it's in
Yeah.
storage, but this one's a little bit more rounded. And then it's got cutouts right here for finger and thumb on both sides.
So it's handy for us lefty boys.
Yeah. And then,
Yeah.
and what's nice about this too is you can flip slide release, mag release. You can flip them in that.
I don't know if I would like that though. I've just trained I've never had a weapon
Yeah.
that I could change,
Well,
so I don't know how to.
Yeah, I
do
shoot
that.
left-handed because I am left eye dominant. I can't squint any other way. So I shoot left-handed. So I am all too familiar with your struggles of. I've just gotten used to flipping shit certain ways, like so when I fire like an M16 and shit like that, left-handed, I'm used to flipping it this way.
Drop with your thumb and go like that.
Yeah, and then flipping it this way and hitting the bolt release.
Yep.
And then flipping it right back. Just reaching over, slapping it, and then flipping it right back. Yeah.
That's true.
I've gotten proficient with it, so you just kind of have to teach yourself weird tricks. And
Right.
I guess I'm right there with you because this is still set up for right hand. I'm right there with you, and I don't know how I would act with a left hand setup.
It's just as like you learn how to, when it comes back, just kind of popping your finger up and pushing the slide lock up versus the thumb on the other side. You just figure it the fuck out.
So I mean, I also shoot right-handed with pistol because I'll shoot both eyes open with pistol most of the time. So I'm pretty ambidextrous with pistol, which is why I have a pistol in my loadout for whatever the scenario may be. Is because I'm pretty well versed and proficient with one. But yeah, so it's just more rounded. It's got better like grip stifling and shit like that. And then just feels better in the hand. There's a few other options. You can get like a Glock style for it. And that's why
angle wise, that's weird.
Yeah. And that's why I say this is the Lego of guns, bro, because all you do is you take out the components, slap it into a new fucking lower, and you're
320s and Glocks all day,
yeah,
baby.
because the serial number is attached to the components. All these do is they just have a cutout for your serial.
Oh, word. Okay, I see that.
Yeah. So you don't have to, go through an FFL or anything like that to get a new lower. You just order. It's just a fucking piece of plastic. They have metal ones. You can get a 1911 style one. You can get a Glock style. You can get a fucking dildo one, I'm sure, if you wanted. Whatever the fuck suits your fancies.
Will got excited about that one.
No, just imagine it.
You see him? He got all excited about that one.
Because I know Raleigh would be the one to be like, I want a fucking dildo lower.
Bro, if I never ordered the Yeet Cannon, when I heard it was called the Yeet Cannon, I'm not going to order a
The
dildo
Yeet
gun.
Cannon.
Come on.
I've seen those.
Now-
I've seen the pecker.
I'm not above the little T-shirt cannons that you can just shove a dildo in because it's the right diameter. I will launch dildos.
This is
out of a
why
T-shirt cannon.
I expected him to do something like
For a World Up T-shirt, buddy. That's not. What you packing, big
I
dog?
didn't say reasonable size dildos.
Okay, but just imagine breaking into somebody's house. And you just get smacked right in the face with a fucking dildo.
With a big old man dingo right to the face at 90 miles an hour.
Might be your cue to turn around and leave while you still have a shot.
Bro, this is
I'm gonna head out.
They're willing to do that. I better hope they don't get your ass pinned down.
But yeah, so no, I have big plans for that P320, and then the XDE is just plain old
Leave it
stock
alone and shoot it.
XDE. It's
Yep.
my daily carry. It fucking goes everywhere with me. So
Everywhere.
yeah. Well, back when I used to live in Hefzibah, I used to go fucking mow the lawn with me.
You like that?
I don't blame you, dog.
Not as much these days. Now, if I'm at home, it's usually inside the house somewhere. But if I leave the house, it goes with me. It's at least in the car.
You ever just get lazy and like have a dedicated car gun?
That's kind of what my SIG is these days.
The BMW just has nowhere to store a gun.
That sucks.
The
Yeah,
Barnes will make you a little
driver-
magnet.
The driver door card is probably the best spot, and it's not the best at all.
And the P320 barely fits in there. Like it'll fit in there,
Yeah.
but it slaps against my leg.
Yeah, that'll irritate me more than anything
Yeah.
else. I'd rather.
Is
not
there a
have gun
decent
than
amount of
just
room
torching
between
goggles.
like the center console and your right leg?
No,
Or
no,
no?
No.
Fuck.
it's just such a narrow cabin.
What about the passenger side of that of the center
Yeah, because
console?
fuck who's riding with you. They can move their legs over.
Yeah, they're not driving.
Yeah.
They'll figure it the fuck out.
There's
And
not a lot of
there's
room
have
in between the
legs.
seats and the center console at all.
Hey, no, not between
Listen.
the seats, like in front of the seats.
Listen, I'm married to a child. She will fucking put her feet on it as a fucking footrest.
That's true. That's true. My charging cord is longer than her legs. Like, and all of that is packed over there too. So,
Oh. No, I had one of those passenger side ones in the Mark 6, and I've got a driver's side one in the truck. So
I
right
remember
there.
that. Just the mag strip that you just pop the slide on, and
Yeah. You just kind of like slap it on there, and it's ready to rock. And
Yeah, Mike
so
is-
many times that one got kicked off of the Mark 6 because people just like throw themselves into their fucking car, or by theirs, I mean mine.
And that's my concern with this: is it getting kicked off, or my other concern is you get into an accident, that fucking trigger gets caught up on whatever it does in the fucking cabin of the car while it's fucking flying through the air.
yeah, or just getting jostled around. That doesn't give me
Right.
the warm and fuzzies either.
Yeah.
Right.
Especially you got the
So-
boys in the car or whatever or something, and it's like,
Yeah.
you know what? I don't like this at all.
Right. So usually I'll kind of set it in the glove box or something like that. So that way it's at least contained in there.
Passenger seat. Here, babe, hold this.
I've done it before. Or like if, most places I go, I usually have a book bag with me.
The passenger seat, just sitting there right in the middle of the seat, was where my SIG was whenever that lady pulled a gun on me in Atlanta.
So I'll usually throw it into the book bag and then just set the book bag in the passenger seat.
Right.
At least it's contained in something. And it's always in its holster. Some
So,
sort of
Boots.
Kydex or
This, I guess, this really only applies to you. I'm actually surprised in this post-apocalyptic scenario that we've been presented that you didn't go bow for any reason. You didn't consider a compound as a
Because I've
viable
seen-
option in post-apocalyptica.
So while it would be viable for use, it would not be as viable for maintenance. Growing up, I always had a full-size shop with all the equipment to maintain these things.
Sure.
And if you're rocking a 9, you're not having to worry about, let me go hunt down those bullets and reload them. That's not how that works. Arrows,
Okay.
you got to retrieve them bitches, but if it goes fucking off into the brush, I'm not digging through, a miniature Vietnam to get my arrow back.
Yeah, fair. I mean,
Or if that shit's busted, I don't have a bow press that I just keep in my backpack.
right. Right. And after your life, the pole is eaten up. You pretty much don't have a bolt anymore. I was just
Right.
curious. That's I guess I'll let you say your piece on your archery experience, but I've only in the last year have dipped my toe into archery, and I will not even say I'm even a novice. I'm a better beginner when it comes to that shit.
it's a lot harder,
it
especially
is
like
Fucking
compound bows, bro.
hard.
Because you got to have your fucking your pull weight set to a certain, depending on your distance. You got to set up your sights. Not to
Give
mention
preference things with
Well,
like what
not-
let off you wanted at and everything.
right. Not to mention,
and then
bro, a lot of people don't realize how hard it is to pull, drop, hold it while you're aiming, and release.
well, that's the beauty of compounds versus a traditional bow.
You're
is
not feeling the full
because-
pull weight. There is that let off.
Yeah,
There's the
no.
shelf.
You have now. Don't get me wrong. You still have 60 plus pounds a pull, depending on
Right.
your compound. If you're a grown man, anyway.
Yeah.
But once those cantilevers rock into their home position, it kind of you can feel it like go over a bump, and then it just sits there.
Oh, I know. I've shot
Versus-
before. I'm just saying, it is still to be held in that position for so long, trying to sight in.
Versus this doesn't let
Recurve.
go. Yeah,
All
when
right,
you
Peter
pull
Pan.
back 65 pounds, when you pull back 65 pounds, you're fucking there, bro. So you kind of have to be like ready to shoot, eyes on target, ready to roll, and then you're not hanging out on that bitch because you're gonna fucking do it
Oh, I know.
after a while. It's a bitch, man. And I tell you what, man.
I grew up with compounds. I've shot a few recurves, but it was mostly compound. Matthews was mostly what
Yeah.
I had.
Watching
Matthew
Jen
did that.
shoot her bow is probably one of the like top 10 sexiest things on earth, bro. Like, and she's
Matthews-
so fucking good too, man. She makes it look easy. I am not that good at all, and her pops is even better, bro. He's a fucking that son bitch is Robin Hood, bro. Like,
Matthews
So-
and then Diamond by Bowtech. Diamond made good bows.
oh, okay,
too.
yep.
I would always cycle between Matthews, Hoyt, or
Hoyt, that's the
Yes.
other one.
yeah. And as my backups, like actually, this is actually my backup
Bro, that thing is
competition bow
cheap.
that I. Oh, it's a backup. That's why.
That bitch is made out of plastic, like recycled fucking
Yeah.
water bottles.
It's carbon, bro. You have a counterweight, bro. Get the fucking wheel puller.
You're supposed to
That's
have a
just
fucking
cheap.
stabilizer, you piece of fuck.
Well, show me one. Show me where in the history books any of them fucking Indians that drop buffaloes.
Bitch, you
Show
got
me
some
where they're
Look how it
fucking-
worked for them
Yeah, they survived. You're welcome. You exist today.
until they didn't. But anyways, just to say, because last time you asked me about archery, I didn't have any of my compounds set up, and now I've at least got
okay.
my backup bow here. Well, the shell of it. It's got no sight on it, and
Wouldn't that-
I
wouldn't
don't
that
have
be
Whisker
your
arrows.
biscuit.
Wouldn't that be your primary bow now?
My
Your
I
primary
have
is
to
not
find my
used?
primary.
So then that is therefore your primary.
Your
bow.
primary.
If you don't,
There you
I
go.
guess
if
so.
you don't have, if that's your
Hey,
only bow you have,
Primary, yeah. This is my backup. Well, where's your primary? Right here.
I don't know. I gotta find it.
It's around. It's around. I know I've got
That's
my
imaginary.
I've got my
Hasn't bought it
recurve
yet.
sitting in the back closet in there. I haven't bought it yet. No, it's probably at Grand's or something. I have to look. But no, I got started with archery around the same time I got started with guns when I was about 5-ish. One of them I was more of a familiarization thing. It's like, hey, here's gun safety. Here's how you shoot your various like types of firearms safely and well. Because one of those without the other is kind of dumb. And the
Well,
other, archery, I kind of
well,
got
that's-
into.
It's arguable.
I was going to say, you can, being safe is first and foremost. Just a round going off is going to scare the shit out of some people. You don't have to hit it.
Yeah, but I'm not going to rely on that.
Well, I'm not saying you should.
Versus
I'm
a
just
bow.
saying it.
Thwunk.
Listen,
If you
all I'm
kick a
saying-
door in and someone's sitting here like this, trained on the front door, like,
I'm ducking because it's going to take you just as long for you to fucking reload as it's going to take for me to charge your ass. However, comma pause for effect, kicking that fucking door and I hear kaboom, I'm turning my ass away and I'm fucking running because I know there's a fucking few more coming right after it.
I don't know, man. I could reload pretty quick. Not obviously not as quick as a semi-automatic pistol follow-up, but
But can
I
you
get another
reload?
one downrange pretty quick, bro.
Can you reload and get back on target with a bow as fast as I'm to you? A full sprint.
Potentially, but probably not.
You see what I'm saying? And now we're in a
Yeah.
tussle.
So I'm gonna be ignorant for a minute because I don't know how well arrows would penetrate different surfaces. But that's also something to consider.
Fucking seen the fucking tips they have on
I was
these
gonna say,
motherfuckers.
broadhead-
That's what I was
Yeah.
just saying.
It really-
like, I'm ignorant to it. I don't know.
It really depends. Like broadheads will do a lot of damage, but there's these really badass ones that they make. Not going to do a lot of damage to a human being. It'll still fuck you up, but it's not really.
Yeah.
That they make for fucking like turkey hunting and shit like that, dude. And they're called the guillotine, right? And it's just a tip. However, it's got these like almost like
Is it the
razor
ones with
blades.
the claws, or
Yeah, they're like almost like
yeah.
razor blades that are
Yeah.
folded down, and at a certain point they release, and then
Yeah.
it just fucking
Yeah, because they have like a little
guillotines
bit of curve right in the end of it. So
Yeah.
it hits something solid and then folds them down.
right, yeah, and then it just fucking folds out, and it's literally just like a fucking guillotines these turkeys' necks.
It
Damn.
can fly. But
Now,
no,
I'm sure
Jesus
it would
Christ.
still hurt. Are you looking
Yeah.
at them?
Yeah, what the fuck? Who invented this shit?
I think
What
Ted
the
Nugent
fuck
actually did.
kind of
I think
Like,
Ted
what the
Nugent
fuck
actually
happened
did.
to this shit?
what kind of medieval shit is this, bro?
oh yeah, it's great.
Holy
Those are awesome.
fuck.
Jeremy's ordering some right now.
Yeah. He's like, I
do-
just
I
want to
have-
see one in action.
I
It
have
requires.
Hoyt timber bolts, so they're carbon shabs, but they're built for a traditional bow. So it has more flex to it. It's not as
Right.
rigid because a traditional bolt or a traditional arrow needs to be able to.
Or just tear it off.
Isn't that
Yeah.
truly how it
Yeah,
travels
yeah,
through the
it
air?
needs
Doesn't,
to be-
doesn't do a flat, flight
No, it
path.
flaps
actually
its
wobbles.
wings almost like
Yeah,
Oh yeah, it's like this,
it wobbles all the way through. Yeah,
like 5 or 6
Whereas-
times on average.
yeah.
Yeah, depending on 20-ish yards or 30-ish yards.
Right.
Yeah. Whereas compound bolts, man, they shoot so fucking fast and flat. Like, they're scary, dude. They fucking compounds came to party, bro.
And
Like,
your fletching is like that big.
yeah, if that, it shoots so fast, but it also runs out of energy just as fast because of the fletching. So
Yep.
anything inside of 30 meters, good luck, bro.
There was a kind of a fun fundraiser type deal at Range 14 on base. Old man used to run the archery program out there, and he set up most of the field courses there with his faithful little helper. But after a tournament one time, they set everyone up on the berm right there on that rifle pistol range, and said, "Hey, there's a target out there at about $160. Whoever gets closest to the middle gets the pot, and you get X amount of shots for X amount of dollars, and half the pot goes to the house, half goes to the winner," type deal.
Sure.
People were out there with like 90-pound setups,
Right.
and some super fucking expensive arrows. Just meanwhile, I'm just a kid. I'm there with like my 35-pound bullshit recurve, like whee!
Bro,
They're coming
I was
down
up-
from the sky.
I was out there at the range one time, out
Hmm.
in Arizona. Jeremy might know the range. It's right up there by like New River area.
Your flies in your drink. It's bugging me.
Not in the drink. And it's not my fly.
Quick, drink it. Oh, it's yours now.
Yeah.
But
Eat
Hi,
that
Poppy.
motherfucker.
Protein.
there was a dude out there that had 110-pound recurve, and he's like, "Here, young man, you want to fire this?" And I was like, "No, I don't. I really don't think I do." I was like 15, 16 at the time.
That some bitch was probably 6 feet tall, man.
It was, dude. It was fucking huge.
That's wild. I don't think I could shoot that. That's more than you think. For you guys listening
Oh,
at
yeah.
home,
It
That is-
fucking hurts.
like 65 is a lot of pullback when you're.
if you're
coming
not
back
working
to
your back, like if you're not doing back workouts or shooting regularly,
You ain't pulling no damn 110-pound bow back, bro.
You're gonna get like here and let go out of instinct, and you pop yourself in the face. I'm gonna laugh at you.
You will, or snap yourself in the.
What's crazy
forearm.
too, it was just an old man. Like he was just an average looking old dude, little pot belly. But he was
He's
ripping
probably
that
been
motherfucker-
shooting forever though. So
Yeah.
he has that. Yeah.
that muscle memory because he was just ripping that thing back like it was nothing. Just whop.
I know for sure I'm not fucking doing it. Shit weighs almost as much as I do.
I took a shit earlier that weighs almost as much as you do.
You might want to get that checked out.
That's not the weight of the. It's not the weight of the bow.
No, I know
weight
that.
of-
I'm just
yeah, it's
saying
the weight
the
of the
amount of
resistance.
pounds it
Yeah.
takes
Yeah.
just to get that back. But
Yeah,
Still.
Will would be up. Will would be up there just.
yeah, with my fucking feet trying to do it because I got more leg muscle than anything.
It's still been.
Well,
Feels
anyway,
bad,
So
man.
that
can,
reminds me. I
we can,
forget what show it was, but it's one of my favorite like fail reels. It was on like The Amazing Race. Yeah, it was The Amazing Race where they were like playing with trebuchets and like giant slingshots and shit, and they were trying to hit a target with a watermelon. And this motherfucker pulls it all the way back, is like sitting ass to ground.
Yes.
Lets that fucker go. It goes out, gets hooked in the leather, and just goes at 150 mile an hour to the dome.
right
Melon
back
to the
face.
melon, baby.
Have you ever done that though with just like a normal like arm slingshot?
I don't think I have, man. Like
I think it happened to me like once, and that shit fucking hurt, dude. It came back and like hit me in the chest. Yeah, it came back and hit me in the chest, dude.
It's all welted and shit.
in your chest.
Growing up, bro, I had this fucking slingshot that I took everywhere with me, bro. And whatever the fuck I found on the ground,
Little
got
dentist
picked
going
up.
through
motherfucker.
Got picked up and was just
About to bust a cap in everybody's ass around here.
Fucker you, and you.
I definitely broke a few windows in the neighborhood that I never copped up to.
They knew. Next
Yeah.
time they had a busted window, and about a week later, see this little asshole kid riding his bike down the road with a fucking slingshot. Touch that motherfucker
In his back
right
pocket.
there. All right, so
Yeah.
me and my cousin, we used to where he lived in the neighborhood. They had like it was on the corner, and so in his backyard they had like a side gate that went out to the main road, and there was a speed bump like right there. So we had long since gotten in trouble and got our paintball guns taken away.
Naturally.
But yeah, yeah, we're fucking pricks. So we grabbed our slingshots and hid on the gate and just over the fence. And when cars would come to slow down at the speed bump, while we had them fucking, and we hit them with paintballs. Well, the cops show up, or we get done. We either run out of paintballs, or we have to win too many close calls. We're like, man, we get the fuck out of here. Because when you stop at a stop sign and thunk, it's the back of your shit, bro. You get out and figure out what the fuck's going on, right? And so, bro, we almost got away with it. Later on that night, it's like family dinner. Everybody was coming together and shit. And sure enough, here's Mesa PD. Hey, so blah, blah, blah. We had reports of they think kids are shooting cars with paintball guns in this area. You have kids, do you have paintball guns? And we're like, not only don't we have our paintball guns, but we're out of CO2. So
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you. And our parents were even kind of like, yeah, actually, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They-
That couldn't have been us.
They backed you, but
And
as soon as that fucking door closed,
Oh, bro!
get your fucking asses.
All right, what the fuck did you do? And we're just like, we stuck to it for a while, and finally they were like, those little fucking dickheads had their slingshots out there. I was like 16. I was way old enough to know better. I wasn't even like 9 or 10 or 11 or something. Oh no, we knew what the fuck we were doing.
I'm very, very sneaky.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we almost got away with it too, because they were
If
like,
it weren't for those
no,
meddling
there's no
kids.
way.
Well,
Almost.
we could talk about guns and shit like that all day. We usually do along with cars. It usually rotates guns, cars, guns, cars. It's been a fun one. Good episode.
Guns mounted in cars.
Ooh,
Warhol,
do it.
baby. Give me one of them.
I
but
run a turret on the Touareg.
we'll
Hey.
catch you all next episode. I think we got a few good ones lined up. Just for everyone that listens all the way through, we got another 4 episodes left. And then we're going to take a little bit, probably about like a month-long break or whatnot. End off the season. We've got some good episodes lined up, or at least we think they'll be good. So we'll catch y'all then. Later.
Later.